So it's a great pleasure to welcome Mr. President Vit of Liberland, who's a guy who has been running this project for quite some years, and it has evolved a lot during these years also, with a focus on, like we mentioned, something that is very important, and that's freedom and the aspect surrounding all parts of that. So we're honored to have you here today, sir, and we're much looking forward to hear a little bit more about Liberland and your thoughts surrounding some of the things that we have covered up on, specifically within the digital assets and crypto area also. So a warm applause to Vit, the President.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here at Andavos. By the way, I'm also speaking at the CC Forum tomorrow evening, so it will be great to have you there. Let's listen to the Liberland anthem and show you a couple of pictures from Liberland so you can tune to what I'm going to talk about next. I think we can play it. So those are the beautiful beaches of Liberland. It's a lot of fun. Especially last year and a half since we settled Liberland, we've had amazing stories and also amazing supporters, as you can see. By the way, we just recently, actually 6 hours ago, our team in Washington D.C. during the inauguration met Javier Milei. That was very exciting, and he shared, not just once, he shared the post twice about meeting our Vice President, Bogi Wozniak. So that was very nice that he didn't forget about us, that he still supports Liberland, and he's with us on this journey. So Liberland is a piece of land between Croatia and Serbia, very well defined to degrees of centimeters, which has not been claimed by any other nation state. Serbia basically gave up this territory. They even said when we founded Liberland that the territory of Liberland doesn't infringe on the borders of Republic of Serbia, while Croatia keeps claiming that this piece of land actually is Serbia. It's a very special situation in which we basically don't have any direct adversary in that sense that we are not claiming anybody's territory. We only have a small problem with Croatia that claims that this piece of land is Serbia. That's why they are not very happy about having Liberland there. But it's very exciting that we've managed to open the borders, and I will talk about it a little bit later. But what Liberland really stands for, we're standing for a up-to-the-limit system of governance that offers people maximum freedom in their lives. We want to make sure that the taxes are minimal in Liberland, and not even that, we actually are doing taxes voluntary, and whenever you pay them, you become the shareholder of the country that you're living in. It's a fundamental improvement to the way that we are running our societies. So for some people, it's even too difficult to consider that option, but I believe that this system actually, not just that we are the first ones, but it will be the system that will prevail in the future for the governance of entities that might be slightly different from nation states, but there will be still some sort of blocks in the future. The nation states will probably see some sort of reforms over the coming decades, especially with a massive introduction of AI and agents and all these things. It's difficult to predict. But what Liberland really is trying to do is to fix a big problem that we have created. We have created a lot of stupid governmental decisions and a lot of stupid bureaucracy all around the planet, and Liberland is trying to fix that element. So once now the AI is coming more into play, the humanity will, I think, show a little bit more capability of organizing itself before the machines really will be running a lot of the show. We are inspired by Switzerland, by Liechtenstein, by Singapore, and of course we were founded on the birthday of Thomas Jefferson. We really wanted to pay respect to the founding fathers of United States. Now we've got 700 65,000 people that applied for citizenship, out of which we already granted more than 1,000 citizenships, and we have around 9,000 e-residents. So it's already a nice group of people that systematically works together to build Liberland. And what is most exciting, that after many years when it was really difficult to access Liberland, we finally managed to open the borders, so anybody is free to welcome. With some limits, by the way, and those limits are quite funny. So if you're EU citizen, you're okay, or coming from Schengen, but if you're from anywhere else around the world, you can only come for 7 days, and you get a ban from Croatia for 90 days just for coming to Liberland. So they do recognize us. They're trying to make our lives sometimes a little bit more difficult. But what I'm saying and what I'm seeing is that literally this kind of approach from other nation state is helping us to grow also to the level of nation state. It pushes us to improve our security, our own organization, and we are doing quite a lot of innovation in these areas, which I'm going to present to you. But first, what do you actually need to have a country? You need to have a permanent population, a defined territory, a government, and capacity to enter into relations. Those are the main aspects for having a country. What is very important, according to Montevideo criteria, you don't need other country to recognize you in order to have a state. So there is no like a chicken and egg problem in that sense. If you fulfill these criteria, you are a state despite anybody else not recognizing you. And we have done a great job, I think, in building our governance. The governance of Liberland is now completely a decentralized autonomous organization. I think we're at least 5 years ahead of any other nation state. The elections are completely on blockchain. They are held automatically every 3 months. Every single citizen that contributed to Liberland has as many votes as they have made a contribution to the country, which I truly believe is also important. It's a slightly better system than democracy, where you can steal $20 million from the state, and you might still have one vote, even then if you contribute $20 million to the budget, and you have the same vote like somebody who actually created a damage. So this is the currently elected. Congress. No, this is the previous one. It wasn't updated by our graphic guy in the hour that I told him, but this is the previous one. It didn't change much. The fact that the elections are every 3 months doesn't mean that there will be a major change in the leadership of Liberland. So I'm grateful that we again have Justin Sun with us, a prime minister and also founder of Tron, and we also have Navid Saberin, a minister of finance, still with us, also in this newly elected Congress. Evan Lutra, he also managed to keep his seat even after this election on January 5th. Ivan Pernar, he is still acting Minister of Interior, while he actually didn't make it to the new Congress. Michal Ptáčnik is the Minister of Justice. Gillian Gotzel, she didn't make it to the new Congress, but she still keeps her position of Secretary of the Culture. So we've got a really nice team. Also, Dorian is with us, helping us with the development. A little bit more about the voluntary taxes. Because really for some people it's a kind of oxymoron, right? Like taxes are usually obligatory, but I didn't really come up with a better way to explain it to people. Whenever, again, you contribute in any kind of way to Liberland, you always literally are becoming bigger shareholder. And I think it's much better than in other states where you're incentivized to pay the politicians in their pocket to gain more influence. In Liberland, you can gain more influence by putting more money into the budget. Right, so it's a really better way to organize things, and I like this quote from one of the big YouTube channels. Liberland is the single most ideologically empowered nation since Roman Empire, which I think really tells you that yes, there is a strong urgency to actually build a new country and build it on new and better principles. So if you want to become citizen, you actually have to collect at least 5,000 merits or come and settle Liberland. There is a second option to that. And you also get the vote. You can vote also in referenda, which is important because Liberland is also democracy in that respect. If the majority of citizens doesn't like some decision by the merit holders, they can always repeal the decision by majority vote through the referenda. And what is also cool that you can take your taxes back. You can collect 10% of what you have contributed every every year, basically, you can collect that back if you want to be on welfare in Liberland. So there is some sort of, it's not universal basic income, it's a different concept, which I think is much better, but there is also some sort of welfare system, because the taxes that you have paid into the country, you can get them back. What is also very important, that everything is running on blockchain. So no matter what you can think of, the court system, land register, every single thing is running on a blockchain, and that makes things much faster. And there are no people. Why would you need to have somebody sitting at the land register? You know, all these crazy big buildings with the registries that the states are producing are completely useless. They're just slowing things down. Today you can have trustless systems. You don't need a middleman to do the transactions about pieces of land. The blockchain checks if the both people have a good standing. They are not criminals, or they are not wanted. And if they are not, they allow the transaction to happen within 1 second, which I think is very, very important. And as I said, all these things are already built. Quite a few things are built on top of it. For example, the registry of companies, you can register a company in a minute. You can issue the shares of that company. You will be able to very soon run it as a DAO as well, but you can already trade these shares on our decentralized exchange. All these goodies from the DeFi, we have incorporated directly into our system of governance, which I really believe makes sense. And also, of course, you can make smart contracts, which is pretty cool as well. So anything that you can do on Ethereum, you can already do it on top of Liberland, and there are now different protocols that are being built for the DeFi. What I really like, and what you can do very quickly now, is to use our mobile app. You will be able to get up to 50 LLM if you sign up for the task that was just put on this mobile app. And this mobile app is a Uberization of police in Liberland. So you literally become a policeman if you sign up, or you can become whatever you want. That's the cool thing about it. But you will be immediately able to see Liberlanders around you and what kind of needs do they have, and you can take part of the bidding for their needs, right? So if it's a security incident in Liberland, or if somebody needs to build a wall in Liberland or cut the grass, the people just post it there, and people around it get notified immediately. And the same thing is with this conference. So if you log into the mobile app now, you will be able to. Sorry? Apple Store works. Yes, Liberland. You just put Liberland. We wanted to make the police itself more efficient, and what we could see that Uber really made the taxi service more efficient. Why we don't do it in the similar way? And we not just have it like one price for everything. We really let the people to bid if they want to help or don't want to help, for example, with some security incident. And yes, we're dealing with it now. Like, more people are moving to Liberland. We need to start organizing security. Of course, there are some people that are permanently there, and it's their kind of daily job. But we can foster the security by allowing every single citizen of Liberland to take part of it as well, and make sure that they properly document every single incident that happens around them. We are not using any guns in Liberland. We might have some water guns later on this year. That will be fun. But we are dealing with I would say, bordering oppression from Croatia. They're trying to, funnily enough, even after they were told they don't have jurisdiction by their own courts, they were told by their own prosecutor they don't have jurisdiction, they're still trying to push their laws and also to the limit, which doesn't make any sense because they are unable to process a single fine from Liberland. But sometimes it can be a little bit bothering, and we have to go through this period when Croatian institutions will fully recognize that Liberland is not under their jurisdiction. We're working quite hard all around the world to get Liberland recognized. This is a picture from European Parliament that we had, and almost all sections of European Parliament sent some delegate to there to listen to the presentation. So I was quite excited that we had quite a big event. We also made a big event for American congressmen and senators. In the United States, we have big backing by people in Republican Party, also a couple Democrats, but mostly Republicans. So we're kind of excited that Trump has won the election, and we're opening a new chapter in the relations between United States and Liberland. And we also made quite a few diplomatic visits around the world. This is from a year and a half ago, our trip to El Salvador. Very exciting. The Bukele also recognized Liberland for for some humanitarian work that we did. So you can see that those countries are natural allies. Of course, the Bitcoinization of nation states goes hand in hand with supporting freedom-oriented, newly created countries. And I also received some nice awards from United Nations for our charity work that we have done globally. And we, as I told you, we have a really good relations with even some members of the new government. I will not go into detail, but quite a few important contacts within the newly established cabinet are there. And I met Zoran Milanovic. We shook hands twice, and I'm quite excited that he just recently been re-elected as the Croatian president again. So that's very good news for us. That's only like a week ago when he got re-elected. So we have another 4 years, I would say, of potential very good dialogue between our two countries. He doesn't have the full control of Croatia, of course. It's a parliamentary democracy, and they are not in good relations, I would say, right now with the prime minister. But I can tell you that at least from his end, I see a bright future in terms of Croatian-Liberland relations. And we do have quite a few villages around the world. Almost in any nicer country, there is some Liberland settlement. But right next to Liberland, on the Serbian side, we have a Liberland Ark village, which is a pretty nice venue where I would like to invite you to join us for the 10th anniversary of Liberland. By the way, Paul Victoria is organizing the event over there, so to talk to him about it, it's going to be on 13th of April. It will mainly start here, but we will move it to Liberland for the infrastructure and for accommodation reasons. We basically do it there. And we will continue the constructions that we started in 2023, and again, we were hitting some barriers with Croatia, which made it more difficult for us to be built quickly, both on the side of transporting material to Liberland as well as the physical construction itself. But that doesn't mean that we are not getting ready for proper round of settlement. This year we got a couple bigger boats now. We can actually transport properly heavier materials and cars into Liberland, despite the Croatian land blockade that we have now. When it comes to coming with the cars, you can only get as far as 8 kilometers away from Liberland borders. The whole area has been sealed. So you have to come with the bike, which is also fun, or electro bikes. Right now we have electro bikes, so you can visit us. We also have a fleet of ships that we will park again around Liberland. One of them is there already. 3 more are coming, so there will be also some decent housing for the people. And we will continue the construction of the main building in the center. As you could see, we got it quite far. Then we got some setback, but this is going to be the first settlement / medical center for Liberlanders that we want to continue building this spring. So cross fingers with that. And we're also building a nice project on Liberty Island out of 3 houses. You can get a nice tree house. We want to build a nice small resort on that beautiful island that you saw the video at the beginning. And have also planned for a Liberland hotel, which would be great to start by the end of next year. Let's see what the situation will be. And I think Liberland will be a really nice destination for weddings, for social events, for gatherings. And yes, I think it's a nice world event if a new country gets born. And Liberland is literally being born as we speak. So a lot of social gatherings, including Floating Man. That's another big one in August. I think it's going to be around the same dates like last year, if I'm correct. So that will be quite exciting to have a music festival and then big gathering of libertarians in September around my birthday, like last year. It's going to be also very exciting to host a couple hundred people. Yeah. The taxes, as I said, are voluntary, so you contribute as much as you want. And you can also contribute to the things that you want. And you have 2 ways of contributing. You can become shareholder of the project that the government needs to build, or you can become shareholder of the country and then the country invests into the project. So we made this flow completely transparent and completely up to the people to decide how are they contributing, and they always know exactly where their money are going. So, yes, as I said, we've got another longevity conference coming up next year, and the 10th anniversary. That's the most important thing. Anniversary.liberland.org. You can sign up there. Anybody, if you have the mobile app, you can immediately also see it in the list of events there. So I hope to see you there. It will be exciting to collaborate with you. There are lots of smart, bright people in Davos, and we already made such a great list of contacts. So we've got Peter here, our chief of staff. We've got Paul, and also Christina, our citizen from Sweden. Thank you very much. This is, I think, Peter's WhatsApp, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to stay in touch with us, and I'm very open for any questions that you might have. Thank you about asking about the taxes.
No, it's fascinating. I didn't know you can create a country like that.
It's a challenge. It's a step-by-step process. Liberland passport is good for traveling already in a couple of countries as well.
So it's officially called Liberland.
Yes. How many countries is the passport? Well, we've got stamps from around 20 countries right now. So it's a process to get it recognized. Some of them do recognize it semi-officially, some officially. Some of them just don't care. They recognize any kind of passport. But we are making lists step by step to make sure that you, as a holder of passport, know where it was previously accepted, under which conditions. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and people ask me how did I come up with that idea. I really didn't have any better idea. I think it's a good idea to fix the way that we are governing our countries and hopefully be a good example. I think with the 10th anniversary we finished what we wanted to finish. The whole structure, like the ideal state structure, is already on blockchain and already working, and what we need to do now is to vote on constitution. You can still be part of the constitutional debate and help us to make the final touches of this new society. And of course there are many ways how things can be set up, and we're trying to do it with some vision for a longer period of time than just our lifetime, even though it's really difficult to predict what's going to happen with the AGI and stuff like that. But we are ready for AI, right? Like even in Liberland, like your AI agent can easily apply on your behalf for citizenship and can run for you in Congress, because every single interaction between the citizen and state is done through blockchain. So it's just about having private keys. And why not? Like we're really ready. And if we will recognize some AI's agents themselves as not having owners and acting on their own, they can take part of the governance as well. So I'm here also to learn more about that and how that can be used. By the way, our court system is using AI right now in the first round completely. The parties fill in their data, what they want to claim. It makes a decision. It's free of charge, the first round. If they appeal, then there are 2 humans and 1 AI. And on blockchain, again, this is recorded. The 2 humans, they can decide against the AI, or the AI can side with one of the humans, and the court moves on. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great pleasure to be here, and we had a great discussion already with Magnus. I hope we will also find a good way to collaborate in the future.
Truly appreciate it. Warm round of applause for Vit and the whole of the Liberland team as well. That concludes this part of the day. There's lots more going on naturally. We have just woken up, sort of saying. We will have within this area of talks, we will have a Mika roundtable here at 4 o'clock. And we will also have sessions tomorrow morning here on Web3 and gaming and that ecosystem as well. And there will be more stuff on Thursday also. So feel free to just go to ondavos.com to see at least partially updated speakers. The topics are there, but we cannot guarantee who will get on due to traffic and unforeseen circumstances. And maybe even you can just go straight up on stage. So please come on Wednesday and Thursday also and join us then. So thank you so much for joining us today.